Hello everyone and welcome back to Scary Stories in Wonderland. I'm Allison in Wonderland. In today's video, I have 3 paranormal encounters, one with a strange figure, one with La Lechuza, and one with an Ouija board. I hope you are all ready to be as spooked as I am with these stories. So, let's go forward and get spooked. My stepdad wouldn't believe me when I said I saw something. By Anonymous. So, when I was maybe around the age of 10 or 11, I lived in a rather small trailer with my mom, stepdad, and older brother. My stepdad had a dog that he had tied up outside. The dog's name was Rocky. One night, I was struggling to get to sleep. I could hear a very persistent tapping on my window. I figured it was just Rocky when I realized that my bedroom window was out of his reach. Shortly after realizing that, I heard him barking farther away. Then I was hearing the tapping that continued as he barked at whatever was causing the tapping. I slowly and quietly got up and told my stepdad to go outside and look for what he was barking at with me. My stepdad was tending to Rocky while I was looking around with a flashlight. I had pointed it at our pool and saw an unusual figure standing on all fours with very odd textured skin and eyes that looked like black holes looking back at me. Its head was one of the roundest heads ever. I shared a good 10 seconds with whatever this was by just looking at it, and we had a staring match for about 10 seconds. I turned to get my stepdad's attention, but he would not look. He was too invested in getting Rocky to be quiet. When I looked back, it took off in the other direction on all fours. I told my stepdad what I saw, but he did not believe me. He told me to go back to bed and stop lying. I didn't sleep for days after that. La Lechuza by Happy Amputee. So, when I was younger, I was being watched by an ugly owl, aka La Lechuza Bruja. One night, I was on the porch, just enjoying being outside. I hear a whistling sound that I did not know where it was coming from. I thought it could have been someone in the neighborhood that I knew. So, I whistled back, thinking they would come into view. As soon as I whistled, I watched an owl perch onto the power lines. As my eyes adjusted to see its face, I seen that it had an ugly, weird-looking face. I tear up and start crying to my mom. She, of course, just thought it was my imagination. It scared me so much that I stayed indoors for the next few nights. But I could still hear the whistle, and while looking out the window, I would still see it sitting on the power lines at night. So, I got my mom and showed her, and she saw it. She looked scared. She told my grandma, and my grandma said a prayer over me that night. I have not seen the owl since. According to my grandma, that owl is a witch who comes to kill people so she can keep her magic. It's supposed to be Mexican folklore. I cannot say for sure that is what it was, but it definitely scared me. I no longer whistle at night. Was it trying to prove me wrong about Ouija boards? I set to destroy. So, back in 2012, I lived on my own at the sweet age of 19. One day, a mate and I thought it would be a good idea to do an Ouija board session. To let you all know, I'm an open-minded skeptic. Ouija boards are kind of to me, you know? Anyways, my friend and I were doing the session. We were speaking to an evil spirit, apparently. It wanted me to move out, or it'd kill me. Bullshit, right? That's what I thought. A couple days go by. Now, for me to explain this properly, my bedroom window was huge, but was separated into 3 parts, and outside the window was the porch, which is 2 or so meters off the ground. One night, I had my 2 brothers come over, who were both 9 and 10 at the time. I spiked the idea of playing murder in the dark, so we did. They hid. I faced the front door and counted. While I was counting, I felt someone right behind me. The person was close enough to feel breathing down my neck. I'm also quite short. My 10-year-old brother was almost taller than me. I had him. He thought he would scare me, but when I turned around, I realized it wasn't him. I was an idiot. Then I counted the last number. I turned around and go, "Ah," to scare him. No, it wasn't him. I froze. I saw a shadow of something. I brushed it off. As I do, the TV turns on. Okay, no worries. So I turn it off and continue the game until I find my brothers. Later that night, my mom picked them up, and I went to bed. So I was alone. I fall asleep soundly. Later on that night, I shut up in my bed from a loud sound coming from under the porch. Bang, bang, bang. I look out my window from my bed. I can see outside through the blinds, but can't see from the outside in. There wasn't anything out there. Then something said, "Do not go outside." So I lay back down, staring at the ceiling, trying to think of an explanation. Then the noise sounded again, a bit softer but still hard enough to hear. Bang, bang, bang. I look out there again. There wasn't anything. I sat on the edge of the bed to see if someone was hiding next to my window or something. I waited for a few minutes. Then, three of the quickest, loudest, most aggressive bangs I've ever heard came from under the freaking porch. Bang, bang, bang. My eyes were wide, and my head was scrambled. I sat back down, not knowing what to do. So, like the dickhead I am, I went back to sleep. I wasn't giving whatever it was my fear. Nothing else happened that night. All the other things happened. I feel like this was the worst incident, though. Alright guys, thank you for making it to the end of the video. I know today's video was a short one. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Also, I'm sure you'll like the next video even more because it's going to be really ghostly. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Let's see, I'm trying to think what else I can get you for here. Like, comment on the video if you like it. If you want to send a scary story in or something, go ahead and hit up my email. The email will be in the description for a future video if you want to hear me narrate your story at some point. See you all next time.